Good afternoon, sweet ones. How you doing? I just woke up. I went through a pretty profound release earlier. I received the results of my MRI back, and the human aspect of us grips that fear when we hear not so great news, if you will. And one of the things that really threw it, because our mind likes to throw us into that death scenario, and one of the things I did was it's like, okay, team, Sky Command, Self, you guys send a beam of light through me, because you need to help me harmonize this. It's not that I'm not an emotional person. I've been blessed. I've been given a very beautiful gift of being able to detach my emotions, and I've been that way most of my life. Have I had spaces of emotions? Absolutely. Being a Capricorn Aquarius, one of the traits, if you will, especially being Aquarius with an Aquarius rising and a Leo moon, one of the traits of that is being aloof. And many people, have always said throughout the course of this lifetime that I seem very cold and aloof and very uncompassionate. Now, I really examined that within myself when I got the results of the MRI today. And what really came up for me was that it wasn't so much the emotions I was feeling. I mean, the human part of me, this that you see, was very calm and peaceful as I got the results. Hi Tracy, hi Jen, how you doing, sweethearts? Big hugs and blessings. And but my inside was in a battle. Seriously. It was like just a flood of water. It was like Heaven's Gate. I made a post about it earlier. It's like the gates of hell had been open and the gates of heaven had been opened all at once, and they were just literally coming at each other, neutralizing, harmonizing each other, and yet in battle with each other, if you will, for that final position of reign, And I sat there. Well, I ended up falling asleep, and my body just went through a space of just absolute exhaustion after I'm going through this, literally feeling and watching this internal battle within myself over this results of this MRI. And what really came to me in my dream time just a little bit ago that I woke up to was my spirit. I love how spirit works through us. Hi Monica, how you doing, beautiful? And sweet ones, I really encourage you this week, these next few days, because we're going through we've been talking about it. There's a huge shift going on. Call it the event, we'll call it whatever you want. We're going through it. And what makes you happy, sweet ones? You've asked yourself that. We all have. But really, truly, if you took a piece of paper and you wrote down, and you had to write down 50 things that made you happy, and you had to discard the first 15, what would you do? What would you write down? If you take away the basics that we all say, peace, love, joy, harmony, our children, you take away the first 10 of those, that's going to be your basics, peace, love, joy, harmony, abundance, our children, our relationships, You take that and you discard those off of the, as soon as you write them down, you discard those and set them aside. And then the next 10 things you guys look at that you write down, and that's going to be, that's going to vary. But really take those 10 things and then you set them aside after you write them down. And truly do that until you really get to the core of what makes you happy. And I think you're going to, because I did it, my spirit showed me, and I just did it. And, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't easy. It wasn't as easy trying to come up with 50 as it was to come up with the first 20. And when you really sit there and think about what it is that makes you happy. How you doing, Teresa? Big hugs and blessings, beautiful. And I feel for myself, I feel you guys will discover that the first 20 to 30 things on that list are going to be about other people mostly. It's going to be about your family. It's going to be about this. It's going to be about your children. It's going to be about abundance. It's going to be about peace. It's going to be about harmony. It's going to be about all the basic collective stuff that we think about from a collective standpoint. And when you can sit there and set all those aside and really dig into what makes Tracy happy, truly Tracy happy. Tracy without her children's influence, without her parents' influence, without Teresa's spouse or partners or best friends' influence, or telling you how you should be happy or what you should be happy or this or that. If you can discard those first 20, 25, 30 things on that list, I think you will discover. I feel. Because I can tell you, the stuff I wrote down on mine was amazing. I'm getting to the end of that list of 50 and it's like, how do I not tie this into somebody else in any way, shape, or form? And that's the trick there, sweet ones. Because throughout your life, your happiness has been dependent on somebody else. Let me give you an example. When you become married or in a relationship, have children, yada, 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 right? Well, say your spouse likes his eggs sunny side up and your children like their eggs scrambled. Well, you used to enjoy your eggs poached before you got married and had children. But then you switched because it was easier just to make scrambled eggs for everybody. And so now scrambled eggs has become your favorite. But has it? Or have you settled? And for lack of a better way of saying this, have you accustomed yourself to being happy? Sweet ones, you will discover, if you allow yourself this challenge, you will discover that what made you happy when you were a child and a teenager, before it started getting ingrained in you and before you started adapting and becoming accustomed to other people's and children's and circumstances. Happiness is your own. How you doing, Rachel? Big hugs and blessings, beautiful. Subconsciously, we don't realize, we don't observe it, we don't catch ourselves that we have a tendency to become that which we spend most of our time around. And if you observe it, you will find that we really do. And not even from just an energetic, from an energy, vibrational, and frequency standpoint, but really, how you doing, Julie? Big hugs and blessings, beautiful. We really do. If, everybody around you is unmotivated, you will eventually become unmotivated. If everybody around you is in a space of fear and lack and everything else, you will eventually become accustomed to that and become that if you are not consciously aware. So, again, I go back and I offer this challenge. I just did it myself, and I'm telling you, I really, you guys are going to be amazed if you do it. And, I did it before in the beginning of my journey. And I've done it periodically. But for some reason, for some purpose, this one really went deeper. And I think the reason why is because, there's that dang think word again. I feel the reason why is that we've changed so much over the course of our journeys. And I've said it 1,000 times. Who you are today will not be who you are tonight. What your truth is today will not be what your truth is tonight. Through these energetic upgrades, the downloads, these shifts, these frequency changes, you change and you flow into different beings the more you raise your frequency. And there is no greater moment than right now to really dig deep within as you're releasing some of this stuff and really find what makes you happy now, right now. Not what made you happy a year ago on your journey, 6 months ago. Really discover what makes you happy. Oh, Rachel, I was just saying that I got the results of my MRI back, and it wasn't the greatest news, and that, Spirit had shown me to write down 50 things that make me happy, and I was telling everybody, the first 10, 15 things are going to be, our children, this, that, my house, my garden, my animals, yada, 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 and when you can write those down and disregard those, and then the next 10 things, disregard those, and really dig down and write 50 things down what makes you happy and discard the first 25 or 30. For myself, those last 20 slots were not necessarily easy because, and then I used an example about scrambled eggs, and that's very true. I eat my eggs over medium. Well, I used to. And, and when I got married and when with my children and stuff, we become accustomed to the likes and dislikes of our spouses and our children and our friends and everything. And so, I offered the challenge of really discovering what makes you personally happy and what twitterpates your heart, what brings you that excited passion, that excited joy. Because that's what shows you the next step to take. That which twitterpates your heart. That which puts you on top of the world. That which puts you in a space of exhilarated fear of anticipation, if you will. Not necessarily fear, but that anticipation of the unknown, if you will. And for myself, I was saying that, what makes me happy You know, we all want that relationship. We all want peace. We all want joy. We all want harmony. And you know, when I really, how you doing, Janice? Big hugs and blessings, beautiful. And when I'm writing in this list, and I'm really getting down there, and for me, communication's is always a big thing in anything. But for me, I don't need it. I don't have that kind of emotional need, if you will. A spiritual need, if you will. Just because our natural state of being is in union. How you doing, Tammy? Big hugs and blessings, beautiful. But for me, I mean, there's certain deal breakers for me. You know, I have my own certain boundaries, my own that I like within myself, you know. If I go into a relationship, they're going to have to be able to communicate with me. They're going to have to be able to be affectionate. They're going to have to meet me on my level as I meet them on theirs. You know, there's certain things that we like, you know, and when you take those superficial things, you know, just because you like your bed made one way or your pillow sitting a certain way, when you can set aside those superficial likes and dislikes, if you will, and really get to the core of what makes you truly sing in joy. And that's why I encourage, you know, why I say I challenge you, I encourage you, you know, go write this list and really see. And I bet you will discover a lot more about yourself than you're aware of, because we have all changed so much on our journeys. As we raise our frequency, we're not the same people. So what made you happy a year ago or 2 years ago or 10 years ago, more than likely isn't really going to make you happy right now. And so, you know, allow yourselves to really get to the core of you and see what makes you happy. Anyways, I just wanted to share that, because it's had a profound impact on me these last couple hours. And again in my dream time. It's not an easy task, really. So, have a good afternoon, sweet ones. May those of you who do it, may that you discover an even more depth to the love of you. I love you, sweet ones. Have a great day. Bye-bye now.